All right, good afternoon, everyone. We'll go on the record now. Let's make sure we have our court reporter. Mr. Fuller, are you there? Very well, thank you. This is Fremont County KCR 222755, State of Idaho versus Chad Daybell. Mr. Daybell is represented by his attorney, John Pryor. And if you give me just a second, I'm going to mute because I got a siren going by here. All right. This is the time we have scheduled for a hearing on the defendant's motions, motion to oppose use of and motion to preserve DNA samples, motion for photographic recording of serology samples and other visual tests, and motion to review lab records. Before we started this hearing, I discussed the matter off the record with counsel, Mr. Pryor and Mr. Wood. The state did file a response to the motion indicating that it didn't entirely object to some of the issues in the motion. Counsel has agreed to try to see if this issue can be resolved through stipulation, and there are some additional issues that we're going to need to find out from the state lab in order to potentially reach a stipulation. And so in order to allow time for that, it's my understanding the parties have agreed that we should continue today's hearing with the proviso that the state would agree to refrain at this time from any consumptive testing of any evidence in its custody at this time. In other words, any testing that would completely consume the evidence, leaving it unavailable for examination by the defense. And then we could bring the case up again or potentially not have to hear the motion on the basis of a stipulation. So that's what I understand we intend to do today. Mr. Pryor, does that recitation I just gave comport with your understanding of where we are today?
It does, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Wood and Ms. Smith. On behalf of the state, are we okay to continue this matter?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Very well. And again, Mr. Wood, as I mentioned, obviously part of that agreement is that the state would refrain from any consumptive testing until this issue is sorted out. Counsel, if you need to have a hearing on this, just contact the court and we can do that potentially even on an expedited basis if necessary. I think that's all we've got for today. Then is there any other issue we need to bring up, Mr. Wood or Ms. Smith from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Pryor, Mr. Means, anything further today?
No, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Thank you. May I be excused?
You may. Thanks, counsel. We'll go ahead and log. Thanks everyone for setting up the hearing today.